Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today I'm going to take you through how to plan out a yearly system of holidays to make sure that you get enough time to take a break from your business, because I think that's really important as a business owner to make sure that you've got this in hand. Too many people I know work themselves into the ground for far too long, don't plan breaks, don't plan time off, and the most successful business owners that I know are really, really good at this and actually are really, really regimented with it. One mentor that I actually had takes 1 week every 4 weeks off, and it's like known to everybody that he doesn't work on this week, and it's a brilliant setup. I don't do it quite that way, but I'm going to walk you through my process so you can develop one of your own to make sure that you take enough time off in your business. Before we get into the actual tactics, make sure, as always, to subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so you get notified when we do more videos. And I'm going to start off with step one, which is planning my breaks. Within our business, we generally work in 3-month projects. At the start of the year, we look at what we want to get done by the next year, and we break everything down into 3-month blocks. In those 3-month blocks, we usually have 3 to 5 major projects that we want to get done. Okay. So our whole goal for that 3 months is to work on those projects, get them completed, get them over the line while hitting the rest of the targets for the business as well. During that time, in the middle of it, I always make sure that I get a long weekend off. So that might be, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or it might be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but whatever that looks like, I take a 4-day period where I just get to decompress and relax. It also lets me kind of look at any problems that are going on and kind of come up with solutions, because I get some free time to think where people aren't always belling my phone off. So that kind of comes in the middle of the quarter of each quarter. That's generally something that's maybe not too far away and actually can, be achievable in like 4 or 5 days. At the end of each quarter, we usually have a client event where we have all of our clients together. We get guest speakers in. It's a pretty big project. It's usually one of the big projects of the quarter, to be honest with you, that happens every single time. After that, I take a full week off. Okay. So somewhere between 7 and 10 days where I actually go on a proper holiday and relax and chill out. So I do that obviously 4 times a year. So there's a long weekend and then there's a major holiday, and I try and make sure that they are spaced out that way. So I probably take about 2 weeks off per quarter. So I'll work 10 weeks out of every 12. Now, your setup might be different. You might have different business sprints. They might be shorter, they might be longer. You might not want to take as long holidays. You might want more frequent, shorter ones. But wherever that is, set your frequency throughout the year, okay? And make sure that you've got a good spread of holidays. So you've always got something to look forward to. You've always got something to be working towards. And then what I do is, looking at the times of the year that I've got available, I then start planning in where I want to go based off that. So usually in the winter months, I'm not much of a skier. I'm not really built for skiing. So I generally go somewhere where there's a bit of sunshine, whether that be Dubai. I know next year that we want to go to the Maldives. So those are good times to kind of go in the winter quarters. If you've ever been to Dubai in the summer, it's almost like walking through the pits of hell. Not the people, but definitely the temperature. So I would recommend not to go there. We generally, do kind of European holidays in the summer, and then work everything around from that. City breaks are generally the longer weekends, or like maybe going to London or something like that. So I'll plan all the places in that I actually want to go. And I generally do this in a year in advance. I tried to do it like last minute this year with a safari, realized that I'd missed all the good safari time of the year and it was going to be really expensive, and decided to knock it on the head. So I always make sure that I try and do it a year in advance, so I get time to actually work with a travel agent on making sure that I'm going to the right places at the right times and I've got the right things booked. Okay. So once you've decided on your frequency, then decide on your places, okay, and get clear on that. The final thing I then do is I decide on my budget for each one of those places. Now, depending on where you pick is obviously going to matter what your budget is. If you want to go to Dubai, if you're happy flying economy and you don't mind staying in like a mid-tier hotel, you don't need that much money. If you want to go business class, you want to stay in a 5-star hotel, you want to stay at the Atlantis, obviously your budget is going to have to stretch to that. So you need to think about the budget that you need for every single one of these trips over the cost of a year. That might mean you go a little bit heavier in the summer and you're a little bit lighter in the winter, or vice versa, whatever that looks like. Get a total budget for the year. This is a great time to get in touch with like someone like a travel planner or a travel agent, where you can go to them and you can say, look, this is what I want out of these holidays. This is what I feel I would need to, enjoy the experience. What kind of prices are we looking at for this? And you can get a total yearly amount. And then it goes into stage 3, okay? And stage 3 is actually working for the money to be able to afford your holiday schedule. So for me, with the tax bracket that I'm in, with dividends and stuff like that, I have to earn 40% more to kind of withdraw it as tax. That's after company profit tax, which is another 25%, after VAT, which is another 20%. But we won't get into that on this video because, as you can tell, I'm quite bitter about it. But I work out the number before tax that I need to earn and have set aside to be able to withdraw that money into my personal account and then pay for all the holidays that I want that year. And that is my target. I then break that down into monthlies. So say, for example, my total holiday budget is going to be 100 grand for the year. I will break that down into 12 months, and each month I will work on making sure that I've got that £8,000 or 8,200 or whatever month surplus in the account that's building up, ready to extract it and pay for all the holidays for the next year. That is the way that I plan a full holiday schedule, making sure it's all booked, all paid for, well in advance. That means when I come into the year, I've got all these things already planned in. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. And then I can just make sure that I hit the targets to be able to go on there. That for me is the ideal scenario, because travel is one of the major things that I wanted out of my business when I was in my 20s and kind of building my business and doing other jobs and stuff like that. I never went on holiday. I think I went on one holiday to Salou while I was in uni, which I wouldn't recommend as a holiday, and I wouldn't actually call it a holiday. It was more like a test of my own liver. But outside of that, that's what I wanted, so that's why I build it. Now, I know a lot of people who get into the online coaching do that because they want to travel, maybe not necessarily so they can go backpacking through Asia and find themselves, but so they can just get frequent holidays and make sure that they see the world. And that schedule is a great way to do it.